Ireland is a land that has it all. Incredible scenery with miles of open spaces that are crisscrossed with ancient tracks and remote wild trails. It's a walker's paradise. It's a land of history, folklore and legends that date back thousands of years, the remains of which are still here in the landscape to be seen and experienced by all. From early monastic settlements to remote scholarly islands, from ancient stone circles to pre-Christian communities. It's a land of writers, musicians and poets, from the wild Atlantic Way to wild landscapes, from the coastal villages and towns that resonate with music and song to the quiet, peaceful trails in the mountain and lakeside areas. Ireland has it all.
As a former Camogie All-Star, I spent many a time outdoors, training on the local pitches and travelling the country for my sport. Since retiring, I've become a mother as well as working as an analyst and commentator. So with the little time I do have, I like to get out, stay active and enjoy the countryside around me. My name is Ursula Jacob and this is my Tracks and Trails. My travels have brought me to Kerry, often known as the Kingdom. I will be doing 2 walks, and the first walk takes me from Tralee past Blennerville and along the coast, with stunning views of the Slieve Mish mountains, before joining the new greenway that takes me to Fenit, where I'll take a boat trip to the lighthouse. I'm here on the tower at the Wetland Centre in Tralee. It's the perfect place to start because it gives me a real sense of the route I'm going to take today from Tralee along the coastline to Fenit. I've got my bag ready, well it's my husband's, with all the essentials in it, my snacks, my water and my sun cream. So let's get started, I really can't wait. Leaving the Wetlands Eco and Activity Centre, I start on the road from Tralee, where it doesn't take long for a typically urban route to start getting interesting. As I arrive at Blennerville, I'm immediately struck by the windmill, so I take a quick detour to investigate further, and here I meet Donald Coppinger to tell me more about its history. So this is the windmill?
Yeah, this is the windmill. It was actually built in 1790s. It was one of 300 to 500 windmills and watermills built on the east coast of Ireland. And the reason for that was the corn laws, really. If you sent over flour to England, you didn't have to pay taxes to the king. So there was 300 to 500 water and windmills built on the east coast of Ireland. That's why when you travel around Ireland, if you have any place like Mill Street, Milltown, there was actually an old water mill, and that was actually all to do with the corn laws, and really led to the famine afterwards.
Yeah.
This was also then the port of immigration during the famine. So the Jenny Johnson left from here. She did 16 trips to America and nobody died on board, which is one of the most amazing stories of the coffin ship era. Lord Blennerhassett, the fellow that built this windmill, his nephew was actually a doctor on board the ship, so they really cared about the people.
Yeah, so there's a huge amount of history attached to the windmill as well.
And this whole area, to be honest, because you had a steam engine running along here, you have your windmill and you have your port of immigration with the Jenny Johnson leaving from here as well.
I think I'm heading down this way on my walk, so can you tell me what can I keep an eye out for?
The water here is actually only 2 foot deep, and that's actually from a tsunami. In 1755, Lisbon got knocked down by an earthquake that started a tsunami that hit Ireland. So it actually dropped a lot of silt out in the middle of the bay. The silt started to build up in front of the canal, so they couldn't actually use that anymore.
Okay.
And so this port was actually null and void after that. So that's why they built Fenit Harbour out there, and that's where you're going to end up.
It's just fantastic to be outside in the fresh air and just even the quietness and the calmness, because as a mother of a small baby, I probably don't get as much opportunity or time these days to, take time to reflect, to go for a walk at a slower pace, because for myself and many others, life can get so busy. As I head along on the coastal walk, I find myself drawn to the mountains on the left. And I suppose just thinking, coming from Wexford, I'm not used to these views and seeing them on a daily basis. So I'm really trying to take it in and absorb everything that I'm witnessing, because it's just so beautiful. Turning away from the water, I'm heading to one of the Kingdom of Kerry greenways, but not before an encounter with a sport that doesn't quite use a slitter. someone told me that I'd come to Kerry to witness a live cricket game, I'd probably throw my hat at it. I'd probably be more thinking I'd see a Gaelic football match, but I suppose for myself and my siblings, sport has always been a huge part of our lives, and hopefully I can have an influence on my daughter as well going forward. And whether she plays camogie, I don't mind, but as long as she's staying active and involved in something, that's the most important thing for me. It's an experience getting to see my first live cricket game and I had to come to Kerry for it. Joining me as I reach the Greenway is local resident and former Kerry footballer Kieran Donaghy. He's agreed to keep me company for the next section all the way to Fenit.
How's it going?
Great.
Very good, man.
Not too bad. I'm enjoying my time in Kerry so far anyways.
Have you been Kerry much? When was your first time coming down?
My first time, I was 13 years of age and I spent 3 weeks down the Gaeltacht in Murryocht, and a former teammate of yours was my coach for those 3 weeks, Darrow Canada.
Oh, legend, yeah.
Do you ever get sick of Kerry and what's around you?
No.
No?
No, I don't. Look, we're very lucky. We actually live about 3 or 4 minutes from here. There's 8 or 9 beaches, and within 5 or 10 minutes of Tralee, you do a lot of driving with work, and you're in counties where it could be 2.5 hours to get to a beach, and so we definitely don't take it for granted, but we also appreciate how lucky we are to have it down here.
And the Greenway itself that we're walking on, I've no doubt you as a family unit have used this once or twice.
Yeah, no, it's been brilliant, honestly. It's been brilliant. We're kind of privileged in a way to have so many good amenities around us, but this was a huge asset to, the fact that it starts in the middle of Tralee town, and you can kind of get on your bike or you can get the buggy and you can just head walking. The beauty that surrounds it, there's so many people who want to get out and get active these days and walk, then you're stopping, saying hello to people and chatting to people, and it's brought a lot to the community in that side of it as well.
It's a few years since you've retired now from the inter-county scene with Kerry, and did you miss the structure, or did you like the maybe spontaneity?
100%, that was definitely a thing when you come out of playing the inter-county game, the going golfing, we've the beautiful Slieve Mish mountains over there, and there's loads of lovely walks up around there as well, and taking the girls up there. But when you're playing, they don't want you kind of doing too much of that, because you're just tiring the legs, obviously, and they want you to be as fresh as possible. So there was definitely a bit more freedom in what you can do around the place with it.
What are we coming to now, Kieran?
This will be, we're coming into Fenit now, which is almost the end of this part of the Greenway, and it's a lovely finish off to what usually is an unbelievable walk.
I think every time I come to Kerry, I still say the magic of the kingdom is very much alive anyway.
Yeah, it was a good name when they call it the kingdom, because I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Walking to the end of the pier, I will be swapping land for sea. I meet local outdoor pursuits instructor John Edwards, who has arranged to take me on a boat to the lighthouse. How are you doing? Not too bad.
You're very welcome to Fenit. From your bed in Tralee, you're really 20 minutes away from any adventure here in Tralee Bay, whether it's in the mountains, whether it's underneath the water, scuba diving, whether it's surfing on the water, whether it's kayaking, coast-steering.
What's coast-steering?
Coast-steering is where we explore a rocky coastline underneath the cliffs in Kerry Head. Dive, jump, scramble, explore sea arches and caves.
For all the daredevils?
Well, it can be as gentle as you want as well.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
We have our 2 resident dolphins in Tralee Bay, which we are lucky enough to have lots of interaction with. These 3 live here. They're in Tralee Bay all the time.
Seem to be happy to show off as well.
They've stolen the show on plenty of occasions.
Yeah. And rightly so.
And rightly so.
With the 3 amigos acting as our tour guides, we make our way to Fenit Lighthouse.
Welcome to Fenit Lighthouse.
Another welcome.
Operating from 1854, the lighthouse is just such a wonderful thing to have in Tralee Bay, sitting on this island.
Yeah.
It's a real fine focus for people when they come to Fenit. You've got Kerry Head in the distance. That's Mount Brandon, just in the cloud.
The clouds, yeah.
The cloud, and Brandon Head. And if we would draw a line between Brandon Head and Kerry Head, and just inside that line, there's over 200 shipwrecks. So Ursula, here on the south side of the lighthouse, we have the wonderful Slieve Mish Mountains just behind us here. And there's wonderful valleys on it, starting with Scotia's Scotia's Glen.
Yeah.
Scotia's Glen, and it's where Queen Scotia is buried. Queen Scotia, who was a pharaoh's daughter, and she was here at the time of the Milesians.
And is that a beach over there as well?
The beach starts over here.
Okay.
The beach that starts just outside Tralee, Ursula, and it runs completely unbroken all the way back as far as the Maharees, back to the sandspit of the Maharees. And then on the other side of the Maharees, then you have Brandon Bay. So again, that beach will run from the Maharees all the way to Clahan and Brandon. We're not short beaches.
Well, now, I'm from Wexford, as you know, so I know what good beaches are about. So I think you're competing with Wexford for the beaches, John.
We're not competing, Ursula. In Kerry here, we don't compete on beaches, we win.
That's fighting talk. I've just finished my walk and what an amazing day I've had. Starting in the wetland centre, chatting to Donal at the windmill, moving along the coastal walk and then catching up with Kieran on the greenway. And this last part has been truly special. Hopping on the boat, getting up close and personal with the dolphins and just getting to see Tralee Bay from a different view. I've loved every moment of it, and tomorrow I'm heading for Derrynane and I can't wait.
If you enjoy the show, follow us on social and tell us your story. We'd love to hear about your tracks and trails, especially if it's influenced you in any way. Has it got you out walking? What were the benefits? Your feedback could inspire our next show.